Spanish Civil War Commander is a sandbox game. We don't follow the historical to the letter. The rules do follow historical events. We go through these in every turn. There's events that we follow. The original positioning of the armies that were deployed at a certain time, including some ships, Axis forces, Condor Legion, the Soviet intervention in the war, the locations of things of where some units are deployed are all there. However, there is a possibility, obviously, to run the war the way you see fit. Otherwise, there'd be no point having a war game. Most notably, at the beginning of the war, you can follow the cities, like you can see red cities here and blue cities. Everything was red in July 1936. But as the nationalists, which are the blue team, took power, certain cities like Teruel, Toledo, Oviedo, cities like that fell under their control, especially in the north. And you can follow that historical scenario, or you can try to have a coup in each city. So, for example, at the beginning of the game, instead of Malaga and Almeria, this game that we're playing, remaining Republican, these cities fell into nationalist hands. That's why we put these markers here. In the same way, Zaragoza, instead of falling into nationalist hands, they remained Republican. And we do this for each major city to see which kind of coup took place. And some cities have a greater propensity to become red than others. Some cities have a greater propensity to become blue. We played this game probably like 20 times at least, and in the last like 3 years. And something that's never happened before. There was an abnormal number of red cities in the north, especially because this is extremely rare. We never saw this happen before. All these cities here that were originally fell into Franco's hands, these cities remained Republican against all odds. It's a bit of a fluke, but it severely altered the way the game is played out. As you can see now, we're on turn number 5 here, July to September 1937. And this is the decisive moment of the war because all the Republic has to do technically, if they hold on to Seville, Salamanca, Valladolid, Burgos over there, Madrid, of course, is still in their hands, and Barcelona. If they hold on to that for 2 whole turns, they win the game. And that's never happened before. The other thing that's never happened, there is a chance that some of the countries in the Foreign Aid join the war officially. Of course, we know that Italy is there already with the CTV, and we have the Condor Legion, troops, tanks, and aircraft along with the Italians. But now what has happened is that Italy has joined the war officially, so the CTV now becomes an actual Royal Italian Army. It's more powerful. And Mexico has joined on the Republican side. That's something also that's rare. It's here. They don't have a lot of power, but there you go. They have an army with this revolutionary commander. And the other thing that I don't think has ever happened that I recall is Germany has been sending help, but now they've officially joined the war. So they already had submarines and Admiral Scheer and the Deutschland pocket battleships, but now they'll be sending their actual whole fleets in the region, which is very powerful. 2 Panzer divisions and this army, which is of course fictitious, commanded by Reichenau, who never was in the Spanish Civil War, but we put him here just in case this happened. So we played this game 2-3 years, and Germany had never joined the war. The chances are small that it joins. And neither was the game so decisively towards the Republic. Usually, the blue side has a 70% of winning the game. And right now, it's about 50-50, or I would even say the blue has 45% chance and the Republic has 55. That's as close as the Republic ever got in terms of favor. This is what the Spanish Civil War Commander enables you to do in terms of the sandbox. The conditions are there for historical accuracy. The game plays out probably 80% historically accurate, helped by the cards and the events therein. But there always is the possibility of some outlying situations which make it extremely interesting, very fun, and we're dying to find out what's going to happen now that Germany has joined. Is it going to be able to save Franco's coup that turned into a civil war? Robbie is one of our younger test players. It's the first time actually he's been playing Spanish Civil War Commander. His brother Nathaniel has been doing it for more years. And the thing is, we assured Robbie that he, by taking over the nationalist forces, had all the chances of winning the game. Winning is very important for Robbie. And wouldn't you know it, this is exactly the time now that he is in the most difficult situation that I ever saw the blue player be, like I've explained here with all these red cities. Robbie, what do you think about, first of all, the game in general?
I think the game is pretty good for the younger individual, especially if they're not doing very well in history or stuff like that. The first time I played it, I was saying, "Can we do it tomorrow? Can we do it tomorrow?" Wanting to do it so much.
You were playing the American Civil War over there, right?
Yeah.
Now we switched to
Also.
the Spanish.
Yeah.
Judging by your forces here, you have the Italians up there. Germany is still not coming in on this turn, even though they just joined the war. And once they do, it's going to be difficult for a red victory. Your forces in the north are tied up there. You got nothing down here. You got these powerful armies here. The army of the south. Yagüe is the best army still. The army of Africa.
Actually, the army of Centro is.
Yeah, the army of the center as well, right? Capo de Llano there. So you got those guys there. This guy down here. You just have to take one of these cities, this one, or that one, or this one. You can't take Madrid really. It's too powerful. But if you take any of those cities, at least you won't lose. Now, what are your chances? What do you think you're gonna do?
I think that you're wrong in the sense that I can't attack Madrid. It only has a few militia.
Yeah, but he's gonna support it with these other militia here, and he can take the army of his own army of the center here.
Yeah.
All of those forces can be supporting Madrid, so you can't really take that. The best bet was probably Seville.
I know. But I made sure I had troops nearly everywhere, so if he even gives me a chance, like for example he makes a reckless attack somewhere and loses some troops there that are protecting some area, I can attack it and save the area. Although I think my best bet isn't actually over here. I think it's actually over here because this person has an orange cube, which makes it so that it rolls 1/3, and all I have to do is attack twice, and it can't defend, I think.
I think so too. So Nat, given the situation that I explained here, closest chance of victory that the Republic ever had by having all those cities, what do you think Robbie's going to do, and what are you planning on doing?
My guess is he's gonna try to make a large attack here, likely at Madrid or right at Avera. And I think he's gonna try to get General Yagüe to enter the overall strike attached to these roads by attacking Seville, trying to take that over. I'm gonna try to hold off Seville, and I think Robbie's gonna try to get the Italians and all of those into the larger war. I'm gonna try to pin him there with what's his name?
Casado.
Casado. I'm gonna try to pin him with Casado, delaying their entrance, and overall, I'm gonna try to keep him as separated as possible. However, this front is gonna has a lot of forces, but considering the fact that I'm almost near the end of the game, I'm gonna get these to enter, protecting overall Burgos, Boloid, and Madrid. Leave this more exposed. Hopefully that will bait Robbie into trying to take over this area and try to take these cities until Barcelona. Hopefully.
We're not at the end of the game. We're just at turn number 5, which is July-September 1937. Historically, that was the most decisive turning point of the war, and it looks like it's like that for this game. But we're not at the end.
Yes, but according to the victory conditions in the manual, all my side or his side has to do to technically win the war is occupy Seville, Barcelona, Madrid, Burgos, Boloid, and you win. As long as I can hold on to those cities for 2 entire turns, I've got it handled. Considering the fact that he was able to enter the Germans and the Italians into the war. Or this is my best chance, as long as I can keep those cities for this next turn. I can survive and win the game. Once he's got
Well,
the Germans and the Italians in.
here, if you hold Madrid, Barcelona, Burgos, Valladolid, and Seville for 2 entire turns, you win. But we know that, okay, you win, and then what? So you win officially, but we're going to go on with the war even if that happens.